Have you ever heard of a country that is older than many empires, a place where history is not just in books but etched into the very stones, mountains, monasteries? This is Armenia, a nation nestled at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. It is a land of dramatic landscapes, profound history, and a resilient spirit that has endured for millennia. Armenia might be small on the map, but its story is vast and its heart is immense. It offers a journey unlike any other, taking you back in time while surprising you with its modern vibrancy. This isn't just a destination, it's an experience waiting to unfold before your very eyes. Armenia is a landlocked country in the mountainous Caucasus region. To its north lies Georgia, to the east, Azerbaijan, to the south, Iran, and to the west is Turkey. This unique geographical position has made Armenia a melting pot of cultures. Its location has shaped its destiny, its people, and its very identity. The capital city is Yerevan, one of the world's oldest continuously inhabited cities. It is often called the Pink City because of the volcanic tufa stone used in many buildings. When the sun sets, the city glows with a warm rosy hue. Yerevan is the heart of Armenia, a bustling hub of culture, art, and modern life. Ancient churches stand near modern cafes. Walking through its wide boulevards and hidden courtyards, you can feel the pulse of the nation. For travelers seeking authenticity, Armenia is a treasure trove. Hike to a secluded monastery perched on a cliff edge, share a meal with a local family who treats you like their own. Listen to the hauntingly beautiful sounds of the duduk. This is a country that hasn't been overly polished for tourists. Its charm lies in its raw, unfiltered beauty. It invites you to step off the beaten path and discover ancient legends and stunning nature. Armenia is calling, offering a journey that will touch your soul. Every flag tells a story, and the flag of Armenia is a powerful symbol of its land, its people, and its history. It is a tricolor banner with 3 horizontal stripes of equal width. The top stripe is red, the middle stripe is blue, and the bottom stripe is orange. This design was first adopted during the First Republic of Armenia in 1918, and was officially reinstated in 1990, just before the nation regained its independence. The flag is a constant presence across the country, flying proudly from public buildings, homes, and mountain peaks. It represents the nation's identity and the enduring hope of the Armenian people for a peaceful and prosperous future. The colors of the Armenian flag are deeply symbolic and hold great meaning for its citizens. The red stripe at the top represents the Armenian highlands and the blood shed by Armenian soldiers throughout history. It is a tribute to the 1.5 million Armenians who perished during the Armenian genocide and a symbol of their struggle for survival and their Christian faith. This vibrant red speaks of sacrifice, courage, and the unwavering will of a nation that has faced immense hardship yet has never lost its strength. It serves as a solemn reminder of the price of freedom and the resilience required to protect it for future generations. The middle stripe of the flag is blue. This color symbolizes the will of the Armenian people to live beneath peaceful skies. It represents the clear, endless sky that stretches over the Armenian landscape, a symbol of hope, calm, and the desire for a tranquil existence. The blue also represents Armenia's many lakes and rivers, particularly the vast and beautiful Lake Sevan, the Blue Pearl. This stripe embodies the nation's connection to nature and its collective aspiration for a future free from conflict and turmoil. The bottom stripe is a bright, vivid orange. This color represents the creative talent and hardworking nature of the Armenian people. It is the color of the fertile land, the golden apricots for which Armenia is famous, and the bountiful harvest that the earth provides. The orange stripe symbolizes diligence, intellect, and creativity that have allowed Armenians to build, innovate, and contribute to the world in fields ranging from science to art. It is a celebration of the nation's industrious spirit and the rich cultural heritage passed down through generations. Together, these 3 colors weave a narrative of a proud and ancient nation. To truly get to know Armenia, let's start with some essential fact bites. Ready? The total population is about 2.9 million people. The global Armenian diaspora is estimated to be over 10 million. Large communities live in Russia, the United States, France. This diaspora keeps strong cultural and emotional ties to Armenia. The official language is Armenian. It's a unique Indo-European language with its own alphabet. That alphabet was created in the 5th century by Mesrop Mashtots. The currency is the dram, AMD. Here are the colorful banknotes. When you visit, you'll exchange money for dram, pay for delicious food, buy unique souvenirs, use local transport. Armenia sits in Asia. more precisely the South Caucasus. It acts as a natural bridge between Eastern Europe and Western Asia. Armenia is landlocked, no direct sea access. That has shaped its economy and neighborly ties. On the map, Armenia is bordered by 4 countries. To the north, Georgia. To the east, Azerbaijan. To the south, Iran. To the west, Turkey. Beyond the capital Yerevan, there are other major cities. Gyumri, known for historic architecture and the arts. Banadzor, an industrial and educational hub in the north. Armenia is a parliamentary republic. Parliament is elected by the people. The head of government is the prime minister. The current prime minister is Nikol Pashinyan. Armenia was the first nation to adopt Christianity as a state religion in 301 AD. Over 90% belong to the Armenian Apostolic Church. This faith is visible in ancient monasteries and in everyday life. Armenia is a country defined by its dramatic and rugged terrain. Situated in the South Caucasus region of Eurasia, it occupies a small but significant portion of the Armenian highlands. This is not a land of flat plains or gentle rolling hills. Instead, about 90% of the country lies more than 1,000 meters above sea level. The landscape is a breathtaking panorama of high mountain ranges, deep river gorges, and extinct volcanic peaks. This mountainous character has profoundly influenced every aspect of Armenian life, from its history and culture to its agriculture and architecture. It has served as both a natural fortress, protecting its people from invaders, and a source of creative and spiritual inspiration for millennia. The most iconic mountain associated with Armenia is, without a doubt, Mount Ararat. Though it is currently located within the borders of modern-day Turkey, this majestic, snow-capped volcano dominates the skyline of Yerevan and holds a sacred place in the heart of every Armenian. It is a national symbol, a constant and poignant reminder of the nation's historical lands and its deep-rooted biblical heritage as the traditional resting place of Noah's Ark. The site of its twin peaks, Lesser Ararat and Greater Ararat, rising against the horizon is a spiritually moving experience, connecting the present-day nation to its ancient past and its most cherished legends. It is a silent yet powerful witness to Armenian history. Beyond the symbolic presence of Ararat, Armenia is home to its own impressive mountain ranges. The Lesser Caucasus Range runs through the country, creating a complex web of peaks and valleys. The highest point within Armenia's current borders is Mount Ararat, a massive extinct volcano with 4 distinct peaks that form the rim of its crater. Standing at 4,090 meters, Ararat is a popular destination for hikers and adventurers who come to explore its alpine meadows, a beautiful crater lake, and ancient petroglyphs carved into the rocks. These mountains are not just geological formations, they are the keepers of history, dotted with remote monasteries and ancient fortresses that tell stories of a resilient people. The very stone of these mountains is the building block of the nation. Armenia is famous for its colorful volcanic tufa rock, which comes in shades of pink, orange, black, and red. This stone has been used for centuries to construct everything from grand cathedrals and intricate khachkars, cross-stones, to the modern buildings that give Yerevan its nickname, the Pink City. The geology of Armenia is not just a backdrop, it is woven into the fabric of its identity. This land of stone has provided the materials for its greatest artistic achievements and the solid foundation upon which its enduring culture has been built, stone by steady stone. While Armenia is a landlocked country, it is graced with a network of fast-flowing rivers and stunning high-altitude lakes. The most important river is the Arax, also known as the Aras River. It originates in the mountains of Turkey, flows along Armenia's borders with Turkey and Iran, and eventually empties into the Kura River. For centuries, the Arax has served as a natural and political boundary, its waters nurturing the fertile Ararat Valley. This river is deeply embedded in Armenian culture and history, mentioned in countless folk songs and poems as a symbol of the homeland and the bittersweet pain of separation. Another significant river is the Hrazdan, which flows out of Lake Sevan and cuts directly through the capital city, Yerevan. Its deep gorge provides a dramatic natural feature spanned by impressive bridges. The river is vital for the country's energy production, with several hydroelectric power plants built along its course. Debed in the north and Voratan in the south both carve spectacular canyons through the mountains. These waterways, though not navigable for large vessels, are the lifeblood of the nation, providing irrigation, power, and natural beauty. The crown jewel of Armenia's water bodies is undoubtedly Lake Sevan. Located in the heart of the country at an altitude of 1,900 meters, it is one of the largest freshwater high-altitude lakes in the world. Often referred to as the blue pearl of Armenia, its colors can change dramatically throughout the day, shifting from a brilliant azure to a dark, moody blue. The lake is of immense importance, serving as a source of water, a center for recreation and tourism, and a habitat for unique fish species, including the famous Sevan trout or ishkan. The Savanavank Monastery, perched on a peninsula that was once an island, offers iconic views across its vast, shimmering expanse. Beyond the bustling capital of Yerevan, Armenia's other major cities offer unique glimpses into the country's diverse character. Gyumri, the second-largest city, is located in the northwest, known as a center for arts and crafts, with a distinctive historic old town built from black and red tufa. Despite suffering immense damage in the 1988 earthquake, the city retains a resilient and creative spirit. Vanadzor, the third-largest city, lies in a picturesque valley and serves as an industrial hub for the northern Lori province. Exploring these cities, along with smaller towns like Dilijan, known as Little Switzerland, and Goris, with its unique cave dwellings, reveals the rich tapestry of urban and rural life in Armenia. Armenia's climate is as varied and dramatic as its mountainous landscape. Due to its high elevation and complex terrain, the country experiences a highland continental climate. Hot, dry summers, cold, snowy winters. There is a marked difference in temperature between the seasons, and even between different regions. The low-lying Ararat Plain, where Yerevan is located, can see summer temperatures soar above 40 degrees Celsius. However, just a short drive up into the mountains can bring a refreshing coolness. This diversity in climate creates a wide range of environments to explore. Summer in Armenia, which typically lasts from June to mid-September, is characterized by abundant sunshine and very little rainfall. The days are long and hot, perfect for exploring the country's many outdoor attractions. This is the ideal time to visit Lake Sevan, where locals and tourists flock to its shores to swim, sunbathe, and enjoy the cool mountain breezes. Hiking in Dilijan National Park, exploring the high-altitude trails of Mount Ararat. The dry weather ensures paths are clear and the views are spectacular and unobstructed by clouds. In contrast, winter brings a completely different kind of beauty to Armenia. From December to February, the country is often blanketed in a thick layer of snow. Temperatures in the capital and other low-lying areas frequently drop below freezing. In the mountainous regions, they can plummet even further. This season is perfect for winter sports enthusiasts. The town of Caucasus becomes a bustling ski resort, with well-maintained slopes for skiing and snowboarding. The quiet, snow-covered monasteries take on a magical, almost mystical quality. The transitional seasons of spring and autumn offer their own unique charms. Spring, from March to May, sees the country burst into life. The snows melt, feeding the rivers. Hillsides become covered in a vibrant carpet of wildflowers and lush green grass. Autumn, from late September to November, is a season of golden hues. The forests are ablaze with shades of red, orange, and yellow. It is also the harvest season, markets overflowing with fresh pomegranates, grapes, and the world-famous Armenian apricots. The natural environment of Armenia is, well, incredibly rich, boasting a remarkable diversity of plant life within its small territory. The country is home to over 3,500 species of vascular plants, more than half of the total species in the Caucasus region. This botanical richness comes from varied topography, climate, and geology, which create a mosaic of ecosystems from the semi-deserts of the Ararat Valley to the lush forests of the north and the alpine meadows of the high peaks. Armenia is a paradise for botanists and nature lovers. Many plants are endemic, found nowhere else on Earth. In the northern parts of the country, particularly around Dilijan and Yerevan, you will find dense, temperate forests. These woodlands are dominated by deciduous trees, oak, beech, and hornbeam. Walking through these forests is like stepping into a fairy tale, with towering trees creating a cool, shaded canopy. As you ascend to higher altitudes, the forests give way to subalpine and alpine zones. Here, the landscape is covered in vast meadows that honestly just explode with color during the spring and summer months. These high-altitude grasslands are dotted with a spectacular array of wildflowers, including poppies, irises, bellflowers, and wild orchids. The air is filled with the scent of wild thyme and mint. This is the realm of shepherds who bring their flocks to graze during the warmer months. A significant part of Armenia's flora is also tied to its agricultural heritage. The fertile valleys, especially the Ararat Plain, have been cultivated for thousands of years. Armenia is renowned for its fruits, and the apricot, with its scientific name Prunus armeniaca, is a national symbol. The country is also famous for its pomegranates, which symbolize life, prosperity, and fertility in Armenian culture. Vineyards are also widespread as Armenia is one of the oldest wine-producing regions in the world, with a history of viticulture stretching back over 6,000 years. Armenia's rugged and diverse landscapes provide a sanctuary for a surprising variety of wildlife. Among the most iconic and elusive animals is the Caucasian leopard. This magnificent big cat roams the remote rocky terrain of the southern mountains, primarily in the Kozrov Forest State Reserve. Conservation efforts are underway to protect this critically endangered species and its habitat. While sightings are extremely rare, the presence of the leopard is a powerful symbol of Armenia's wild and untamed spirit. The mountainous regions are also home to other fascinating mammals. In the highlands, you might be lucky enough to spot the bezoar goat, a wild goat known for its impressive curved horns. These agile climbers can be seen navigating impossibly steep cliffs and are believed to be the ancestor of the domestic goat, Armenian mouflon, brown bears, wolves, wild boars, lynxes, which inhabit the denser forested areas. Armenia is also a fantastic destination for birdwatching, with over 350 species of birds recorded within its borders. The country lies on a major migratory route, making its lakes and wetlands crucial stopover points for countless birds traveling between Europe, Asia, and Africa. Lake Sevan and the wetlands around Lake Arpi in the northwest are particularly important birding areas. Here you can observe large colonies of Armenian gulls, pelicans, cormorants, and various species of ducks and waders. The mountains and gorges also provide habitats for impressive birds of prey, including the bearded vulture, the golden eagle, and the peregrine falcon. The country's rivers and lakes support a unique aquatic life. Lake Sevan is famous for its endemic species of trout, known as ishkan or princefish. Unfortunately, due to environmental changes and the introduction of other species, some native trout populations are under threat, and conservation programs are working to restore them. The country is also home to a variety of reptiles and amphibians, including the Armenian viper, a venomous snake found in the Rocky Highlands. This rich biodiversity, from the largest mammals to the smallest fish, makes Armenia a compelling destination for anyone interested in experiencing the wilder side of the Caucasus. Armenia's history is, honestly, one of the oldest and most complex in the world, stretching back thousands of years. The story of the Armenian people is deeply rooted in the Armenian highlands, a mountainous plateau at the crossroads of continents. Archaeological evidence suggests that early civilizations thrived here, with some of the world's oldest known leather shoes and winemaking facilities discovered in Armenian caves. The first major state to emerge in this region was the Kingdom of Urartu, also known as the Kingdom of Van, which flourished in the 9th to 6th centuries BC. This powerful kingdom was a contemporary of Assyria, and left behind impressive fortresses and cuneiform inscriptions, laying a cultural foundation for the Armenian nation that would follow. The formal birth of the Armenian kingdom is traditionally dated to the 6th century BC under the Orontid dynasty. However, it was under the Artaxiad dynasty, particularly during the reign of Tigranes the Great in the 1st century BC, that Armenia reached its zenith. For a brief period, Tigranes built a vast empire that stretched from the Caspian Sea to the Mediterranean. His empire became one of the most powerful states in the Roman East, a testament to Armenian strength and ambition. This golden age was short-lived, as the kingdom became a buffer state, caught in the long and grueling power struggle between the Roman Empire to the west and the Parthian, and later Persian, Empire to the east. A defining moment in Armenian history, and indeed world history, occurred in the year 301 AD. In that year, King Tiridates III, converted by Gregory the Illuminator, declared Christianity as the official state religion of Armenia. This made Armenia the very first nation to do so, more than a decade before the Roman Empire granted tolerance to Christianity. This act fundamentally shaped the Armenian identity, intertwining faith, culture, and nationhood in a way that continues to this day. The Armenian Apostolic Church became the guardian of the nation's soul, especially during long periods when Armenia lost its political independence. This deep Christian faith became a source of resilience and unity. Another pivotal event was the invention of the Armenian alphabet in 405 AD by the scholar and monk Mesrop Mashtats. Before this, religious texts and official documents were written in Greek or Syriac, languages not fully accessible to the common person. The creation of a unique script allowed for the Bible to be translated into Armenian, sparking a golden age of literature, theology, and historical writing. This linguistic independence was crucial for preserving Armenian culture and identity, especially as the kingdom was later divided and ruled by foreign powers, including the Byzantine, Persian, Arab, and Mongol empires. The alphabet became a fortress for the Armenian spirit. For centuries following the fall of its unified kingdom, the Armenian people lived under the rule of various foreign empires. The historical homeland was often a battlefield for larger powers. By the 16th century, the region was partitioned: Ottoman Empire in the west, Safavid Persia in the east. Life under foreign rule was challenging, but Armenians preserved their religion, their language, and cultural traditions. They thrived as merchants, artisans, and administrators. Diaspora communities kept ties to the homeland. This forged a spirit of perseverance. Late 19th and early 20th centuries. Tragedy for Armenians in the Ottoman Empire. Nationalism led to persecution and massacres. 1915. The Armenian Genocide. Mass killings, forced deportations, death marches into the Syrian desert. The genocide wiped out much of the Armenian presence and created a traumatized diaspora seeking justice. From the ashes and the Russian collapse, hope appeared. May 1918. First Republic declared. For the first time in centuries, Armenians had an independent state, but it faced war, a refugee crisis, and widespread famine. Short-lived but symbolically powerful. Pressured by invading Turkish forces and the Soviet Red Army, the fragile republic could not survive. In late 1920, Armenia became the Armenian Soviet Socialist Republic. For the next 70 years, Armenia was part of the USSR. Industrialization, a rise in literacy, and relative stability, but it came at the cost of political freedom and national sovereignty. Moscow controlled all aspects of life. Religious expression was suppressed. However, the Armenian language and culture were allowed to persist, and Yerevan was rebuilt into a grand Soviet-style capital. As the Soviet Union began to weaken in the late 1980s, a powerful national movement for independence grew in Armenia. This movement, combined with the devastating Spitak earthquake of 1988, galvanized the nation. On September 21, 1991, Armenia declared its independence, once again becoming a sovereign republic. Armenian traditions are, well, a colorful mix of old pagan ways, strong Christian beliefs, and a deep love for family and community. One of the most loved and special celebrations is Vardavar. This festival started from an old pagan holiday for Astkik, goddess of water, beauty, and love. Today it's a Christian festival celebrated 14 weeks after Easter. On Vardavar, people of all ages go into the streets and happily soak each other with buckets, hoses, and water guns. It's a day of laughing and fun, a cool break from the summer heat. Another important celebration is Trendes, celebrated 40 days after Jesus was born on February 14th. This festival mixes old fire-worshipping traditions with Christian beliefs, a bit like Candlemas. On the evening of Trendes, families and communities light big bonfires. Newly married couples and young couples are asked to jump over the flames. People believe this brings good luck, helps with having children, and cleanses them from sin and sickness. The fire shows the light and warmth of Christ, pushing away the darkness of winter. Of course, big Christian holidays like Easter and Christmas are celebrated with respect and happiness. Easter, called Zatik, is the most important holiday on the Armenian Apostolic Church calendar, with special church services, cracking red-painted eggs, and big family meals. Christmas is celebrated on January 6th, following the old tradition of the Armenian Church, remembering the birth of Jesus and his baptism. Families go to a Christmas church service, then gather for a special meal of fish and rice pilaf, breaking the week-long fast before the holiday. Besides religious festivals, Armenians care a lot about family traditions and being welcoming. The family is the most important part of society, and respecting older people is a very strong value. When a guest comes into an Armenian home, they are treated with the most honor and kindness. Hosts will offer the best food and the best drink they have, often making sure their guests eat and drink as much as they want. This way of being welcoming, called pura sirutyon, is something they are very proud of. Armenian culture really shines through its special music and old-style dances. A key part of Armenian folk music is the duduk. It's an old wooden instrument like a flute made from apricot tree wood. Its sound is haunting, full of feeling, a bit sad, and really good at showing deep emotions. UNESCO even called the duduk a masterpiece of the intangible heritage of humanity. Besides the duduk, Armenian music has many other old instruments. The zurna, a loud, happy wind instrument, often plays at outdoor parties and dances. Oud, kanun, and kamancha. These strings add rich sounds and show cultural mixing with the Middle East. Armenian church music, called sharakan, is another big part of their culture. These old holy songs are sung in churches and monasteries and have been passed down for many generations. They create a strong feeling of respect, connecting people to the first days of Armenian Christianity. Dance is how Armenians show joy and community spirit. Traditional dances, higher in par, are often done in a group, with dancers holding hands or arms in a circle or in a line. Dances like kochari, shalako, and yarksushta are full of energy and rhythm. The kochari, from the mountains, imitates goat movements and is usually danced by men. It's a show of power, togetherness, and toughness. These group dances build social bonds and are central to weddings and festivals, inviting everyone young and old to join the celebration. Armenian cuisine is a delicious reflection of its landscape and history. One of the cornerstones of any Armenian meal is lavash, a thin, unleavened flatbread. This bread is so central it's been inscribed on UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list. Lavash is baked in a traditional underground clay oven called a toner. The heart of Armenian cuisine lies in its grilled meats, known as korovats. An Armenian barbecue is more than just a meal. It is a social ritual. Pieces of marinated pork, marinated lamb, marinated chicken, skewering and marinating up close. Designated masters of the grill ensure the meat is tender and juicy. No Armenian table is complete without a variety of appetizers and salads. Tolma, minced meat, rice and herbs wrapped in grape leaves. Tolma stuffed into bell peppers. Tolma stuffed into cabbage. Spas, a creamy, tangy yogurt-based soup with grains, fresh parsley, fresh cilantro, fresh dill, salads with tomatoes, cucumbers, onions. Dairy is central with a wide variety of cheeses, especially the stringy Chechil cheese, and matson, a tart fermented yogurt. To finish a meal, Armenians enjoy a range of sweet treats and fruits. Apricots, pomegranates, grapes, gata, a traditional sweet pastry, sujuk, threading walnuts onto a string, dipping them repeatedly in thickened grape or apricot juice, then drying them into a sweet delicacy. This rich and diverse cuisine offers a true taste of Armenia's bountiful land and ancient heritage. Armenia's economy has undergone a significant transformation since its independence. One of the most dynamic and rapidly growing sectors today is information technology, or IT. This industry has become a major driver of economic growth, earning Armenia the nickname the Silicon Valley of the Caucasus. Another cornerstone is the mining industry, leveraging rich mineral resources. The mountains of Armenia are abundant in copper, molybdenum, gold, and zinc. The export of these metals and their concentrates provides a significant source of revenue, but the sector also presents environmental challenges. Agriculture remains a fundamental part of life. The fertile Ararat Valley is the agricultural heartland. The wine industry is experiencing a renaissance. Building on a 6,000-year tradition of winemaking, a new generation of vintners blends ancient grape varieties with modern techniques, producing world-class wines gaining international recognition. The service sector, particularly tourism, is another key pillar. Visitors are drawn by ancient monasteries, stunning mountain scenery, and renowned hospitality. A growing number of international visitors are discovering Armenia. Tourism creates jobs and brings foreign currency. Armenia is often called an open-air museum of Christian architecture. One of the most iconic and spiritually significant sites is the Kor Virap Monastery. Its name translates to Deep Dungeon, a reference to the pit where St. Gregory the Illuminator was imprisoned. It is a place of profound pilgrimage and a symbol of the nation's Christian origins. Another unmissable landmark is the magnificent Tatev Monastery, perched on the edge of the Vorotan River Gorge. Reaching it is an adventure via the wings of Tatev cable car. Tatev was once a major scholastic and spiritual center, a medieval university. Nestled in the narrow Azat River Gorge, Geghard Monastery is a unique medieval masterpiece. Parts of Geghard are carved directly from the mountain rock. The rock-cut chapels have phenomenal acoustics. A choir here is spine-tingling. Armenia proudly boasts several sites that have been recognized by UNESCO. This includes the cathedral and churches of Echmiadzin and the archaeological site of Zvartnots. Another is the monastery of Geghard and the Upper Azat Valley. In the north, the monasteries of Hagpat and Sanahin represent another glorious chapter. Beyond the buildings, UNESCO also recognizes Armenia's intangible cultural heritage. This includes the symbolism and craftsmanship of the Khachkars, the soul-stirring music of the duduk, the communal art of baking lavash bread, and the performance of the Kochari traditional group dance. So what truly makes Armenia a unique destination? It is the profound and palpable sense of history. Armenia is a Christian island amid different cultures and faiths. Armenia's people, legendary hospitality, and Armenia blends ancient history and modern creativity. This is a journey that rewards those who travel with an open heart and an inquisitive mind, offering moments of profound connection and memories that resonate long after the trip is over. You can hike to remote peaks, explore one of the world's oldest cities, marvel at UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and indulge in a cuisine that is fresh, flavorful, and steeped in tradition. It is a country of incredible contrasts, where the buzz of Yerevan's thriving IT sector exists alongside the timeless rituals of the Armenian Apostolic Church. From its sun-drenched valleys to its snow-capped mountains, from its ancient traditions to its modern innovations, it is an invitation to witness the enduring legacy of one of the world's oldest and most fascinating civilizations. An invitation you should most certainly accept.